Welcome back to Unqualified Opinions. I'm your host, Michelle, and today's topic is the Constitution and why you should stop talking. You cannot think and talk your way out of it. Let's kill a fantasy. The idea that you can talk your way out of it on the side of the road. Sure, maybe it worked once. Right cop, right mood, right circumstances. That doesn't make it smart. That makes it lucky. And unless you are an experienced lawyer or a sitting judge, luck is not strategy. Your best move is not to bet at all. So most of the time, the smartest thing you can do is shut the up and get someone who actually knows the law to speak for you. People talk because silence feels wrong, because we're conditioned to explain ourselves because we think cooperation equals protection. It doesn't. When you talk, you are creating evidence, filling gaps the government hasn't proven, locking yourself into a version of events, giving officers material they didn't have. No one ever talked themselves into less exposure. They talked themselves into more facts on the record. Most officers aren't yelling. They're calm, they're friendly, they're conversational. That's not kindness, that's information gathering. Questions are not neutral, they are precision tools. And unless you've spent years litigating, judging, or interpreting statutes under pressure, you do not know which answer is going to hurt you. That's why you don't freelance your own defense. Let's say this clearly because people hate hearing it. If you are not an experienced attorney, a former prosecutor, a sitting or retired judge, you are not qualified to manage a legal encounter in real time. When even lawyers don't represent themselves roadside, even judges call counsel. Why? Because the law is technical, fact-sensitive, unforgiving, and recorded. You don't explain your way out of legal exposure. You delegate it to someone trained to handle it every single time. Silence is not disrespect. It's not guilt. It's not obstruction, hostility. Silence is a constitutional choice. So is declining to explain, declining to volunteer, declining to consent where consent is optional. You are not required to assist the government in building a case against you. That's not being difficult. That's how the system is designed. Nothing good happens on the road, especially on the side of the road. It's rushed, it's stressful, it's recorded, and stress makes people ramble, guess, contradict themselves, and overshare. You are not in court, you are not being judged on fairness, you are being documented. And documentation without counsel is how clean cases get messy really fast. Honesty is not the issue, exposure is. You can be honest and still misstate timing, choose the wrong words, volunteer context that doesn't help, lock yourself into a narrative. Those mistakes don't disappear later, they get replayed. Honesty without legal judgment is not protection, it's risk. Here's the truth that nobody likes. Lawyers exist because the system is not intuitive. They are trained to know what not to say, know when silence matters, know how records are built, and know how statements are weaponized. If you are not trained in that, you should not be speaking at all. Not because you're guilty, because you're human. And humans under pressure, they, make mistakes. Yes, sometimes talking works, just like sometimes gambling works. But the house always wins over the time. Your best bet is not to bet. Unless you are an experienced lawyer, a judge, you don't outsmart a system designed to record everything you say. Know when to stop, know when to say nothing, and know when to hand the mic to someone who actually knows the rules. This podcast is for educational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. Laws vary by jurisdiction and fact pattern. Consult a qualified attorney regarding your specific situation.